Welcome to a glorious day in the National Football League. It is week 2 recap from How About Them Pod Boys, and we are having a hell of a day, baby. This is the We're Back game. This is our comeback. This is our game that saved our season for us. This is an absolute blast to get to talk about it. Cole, I'm going to turn it over to you right away. Just initial thoughts, reactions, what you loved, what happened in the ball game. Go ahead and take it over.
Smoking on that Giants pack tonight. Oh my goodness. Dak Prescott, absolute elite, controlled, flawless game. I am so happy right now. I am just ordered my Brandon Aubrey jersey. I am so excited for this season. That right there showed me that we can get through adversity, that we can play at home, that our fans are into the games, that George Pickens is an elite receiver that got gifted to us. CeeDee Lamb is one of the top receivers in the league, and Javonte Williams is a beast. Let's get into it.
We had absolutely everything that could have went wrong in this game went wrong. We were about to fall to 0-2 to the New York Giants. But like you said, our guy, our number one man, our dog running the team, Dak Prescott,
my king,
showed why he is an MVP caliber quarterback. I think he put the league on notice. I don't know if this is the same Dak Prescott, or if we would have had this same Dak Prescott in his earlier years. I don't know if he shows up and balls out like he did in critical possessions. Like, I am just absolutely astonished by the way he ran the offense. Every drive that we needed to come back and score after they just would score out on another deep bomb, Dak Prescott did what he needed to do, hit his weapons. He knows who CeeDee Lamb is, baby. He is one of the best receivers in the league. And like you said, now we got gifted George Pickens. So we're no longer a one-man show on the wide receiving core. We have George Pickens. Jake Ferguson showed up and balled out on a couple huge plays to get 15, 20 yards when we needed it. Javonte Williams just continues to have a revitalized season this year for his career, for us so far through 2 games. Getting big yards when we need it, breaking that one play in overtime at third down. And we're like, what are we running a halfback draw to Javonte Williams for? Yet he gets
third and 29.
Yeah, he gets stopped at the second and 29, right? Or
second and 29. Second and 29.
Second and 29
at the line of scrimmage.
Breaks through some wimpy arm tackles.
3 tackles and gains 19 for us to make a third and manageable.
Yes, I love that guy. But it is absolutely a great day to be a Cowboy. I feel like I should be a little more worried than I am. But at the end of the day, you have to chalk it up to a W, and that's what we walked out of there with, and that's all we needed. We escaped this week with an absolute win we needed.
And absolutely, just touching back to our last podcast, I was overconfident. I'm not going to lie. This was definitely a trap game. But our guys showed up, and, at the end of the day, it's going to say we got the win. So, let's keep on the high notes. I'm going to give out the co-player of the game, and I'm going to co-it to 2 people. So, Co is given a co-player of the game. The co-winners are Brandon Aubrey and Dak Prescott. Those are your co-players of the game. Absolutely love Brandon Aubrey, man. I can't wait till when this guy gets paid, because who in the NFL can say that you need to drive, you start at the 30-yard line, and you need to go 20 yards to get in field goal range? No one can say that but the Dallas Cowboys.
That's absolutely astonishing how easy he makes kicking a football look. You go around the NFL right now, there's not a lot of kickers that are consistently making even anything from 40 on. I know, like you just said, if we get to the 50-yard line, a 67-yarder is in this guy's range. When he made the 64 to tie it up at the end of regulation,
that was good from 70.
Yes, it was great. And coming off his leg, he does not have a huge swing of a leg on power. It just booms and flies off his foot. He's the greatest kicker of the football I've ever seen. I think he's got to be put up there. We're blessed to get to see him every Sunday for us playing football for America's team, baby. Sign him up for America's team.
I remember when we come from the trenches. Before Dan Bailey, after Dan Bailey, oh my gosh. If we even got to the 30-yard line, I was not confident in whoever was kicking that ball for the Dallas Cowboys to make it. So let's get a little reaction. This is Co's reaction, and we'll show the fans of Brandon Aubrey's 64-yarder to send us into OT.
I love the live. Oh, look at that. We're high knees and head touching the ceiling for those that are just listeners.
Oh, my
Absolute
God.
live reactions are the greatest. And me and you during the game, I think we've sent probably 500 text messages over every play in crunch time.
Yes.
We have to get this stop. We have to get this stop. And leaving today 1-1, oh, does it feel good? Because I'm telling you.
It feels so good. If we dropped that game, Austin, yes.
Season's over. Unfortunately, I thought I would have felt season's over. So it was an absolute trap game. Defense was atrocious, and we'll get to that here in a couple seconds. Defense is an absolute nightmare that has to be fixed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, absolute nightmare. But I love your co-MVPs. Dak Prescott is an absolute unit. He has just steel everywhere. He is the man. He's the guy running our franchise, leading our team. Year 10 is going to be huge for him. Threw for a crap ton of yards, over 300, but he controlled the game when we needed it. He showed up huge. And then, like you said, Brandon Aubrey, enough said. I mean, you can't say enough about this guy. He is the best kicker in the NFL.
In the National Football League.
And maybe the best kicker of all time. Especially
he might be
kicks.
the greatest kicker I've ever seen. But
I love it.
All right, Austin. We're on a high right now, but let's get serious. It's time to, we won. We escaped. It's over. It's through. Locker room, love it. Celebrate. But come tomorrow morning, there's some shit we need to fix. Talk to me on defense.
We have to fix defensively in the secondary. And this goes two ways for me. This is where we have to really break it down. This is the first time, granted, albeit just the second game in, we had far too much time for Russell Wilson to stand in the pocket and hit us for 50-yard bombs all game. So this is where it kind of shows maybe we miss Micah Parsons right now. Right now we miss Micah Parsons. I get that. I think that'll fizzle out. I think we'll get better. But I think we got to continue to sub more on the defensive line, get fresh bodies in there. I don't care if they're really not big-name studs. But if you play fresh bodies and you're moving them, interchanging them, we will have a better pass rush, right? And that's something that can be fixed just from working on, one, probably conditioning. It looked like some of our guys are fatigued and they're standing up, hands on their hips, getting pushed back, even on a pass play where the guys are dropping back to pass block. So that's embarrassing, or you're not getting anywhere down the line of scrimmage. So that's got to be immediately fixed. I still think we can't forget, we have a couple first-round picks. Do we go and get one other edge rusher? You know what I mean? So we have some interior linemen with Kenny Clark and Solomon Thomas, who had a hell of a game.
Solomon Thomas
had, 8 tackles, who on a guy like we were talking about, it's not going to play after play after play. So he was getting limited snaps, comes in, has a hell of a night for us in a game that was, comical on the defensive side of the football. Comical. I mean, we were playing backyard football where it's just all day to throw, pick a receiver. So that's absolutely got to be fixed first and foremost for the D-line. But my second part I'm going to go on this is, and this is where it's a little more startling. I'm sorry. I think Elam's got to be – is it Elam? Is that how you say it?
Kyrie Elam, right? Yep.
Yeah, I think he's got to be cut. Yep. Elam, he's got to be cut. That dude was completely lost. Half these plays are third and longs, right? You should be playing the chains. But not only are you letting him get behind you, you're letting him get behind you so far that all those touchdowns we were turning and chasing. They were 5+ yards past our secondary. And that's absolutely atrocious. Diggs even got burnt on a deep pass to Neighbors to the end zone. So I don't know what the game plan was. I know we played a lot of zone and we were trying to sit in our areas, but geez, have a little pride, have a little heart to say this guy is not continually beating me over the top every time. If he wants to catch it and I got to break down and make a tackle, break down and make a damn tackle then. But to let them just run straight past you, I'd rather you tackle the guy. Get a PI. We weren't even able to get a hand on him. They were running freely straight past us. Neighbors had a heck of a game, over 100, or right at 100. Robinson,
had
right?
to be over, man. Robinson
they were
was over
both
100. both over
Yeah.
100 easily. And what, he got 2 tuds, Neighbors?
Yeah,
Was it
so
2? 3?
absolutely atrocious play from our secondary. And here's where I'm going to end it and turn it back to you to get your thoughts on my take. But Eberflus is just awful. He is our D coordinator. He had a failed stint with the Chicago Bears as a head coach, like a completely atrocious dumpster fire there. We bring him in, giving him, a second chance at a career as what he's supposed to be a strong suit in defense. And we have looked bad in critical moments to this point on the defensive side of the football. So I think, yes, we're winning. We're going home. We're celebrating in the locker room. And then, like you said, tomorrow morning, it's gut check time. He has to look himself in the mirror and say, I got to buckle down if I want to keep my job. Because it takes only 2 or 3 more bad performances like that where you don't escape with a win, you're gone.
No, absolutely. I'm not blaming anybody. You can always point the finger, but like you said, Eberflus, it is gut check time. It's time to figure it out. The New York Giants put 37 points on you, or was it 34? Was it 40 to
Yeah,
37, or was it?
40-37.
Yeah, put 37 points on you. And as a defensive coordinator, you can't be happy with that performance. And not only that, though, but these players, like, I don't know if it really was. Elam he got burnt. He got burnt, and it's not. It could be the mesh of not. He's new. He's with new teammates. Like, we have no chemistry in the secondary because they're younger, different type of guys, right? Even in a zone coverage, you can't let someone run by you freely. Put a hand on him, push them off their route.
Right.
It's simple. It's simple. It's a jam off the line and get to your zone. It's simple ball, and it's almost like we didn't know, like we were scared to even lay a finger on somebody. So that I'm pretty upset on the coverage, especially in zone, because, like, yeah, you can guard your zone, but you can knock someone off their route and delay a pass. Then that goes into our D line where we get more pressures. Wait, that turns into a sack because the receiver wasn't looking because he got bumped off his route. It's stuff like that. It's little things that add up. So I think that comes with time. I think hopefully they figure it out. And here's another thing: Deron Bland was out this game, so Deron
Right.
Bland is playing the nickel for us. That changes a whole lot.
No, 100% he changes a lot. He's also a guy that, Bland isn't afraid to come down and headhunt somebody on one of those receivers that are kind of, receivers are
Mm-hmm.
divas, right? I mean, they're
Mm-hmm.
pretty boys. They want to have the flashy touchdowns like we let the Giants have today. But that stuff also could be stopped on the few times they do run an in route, right? Or something where a safety and a nickel could come down and light them up. Bland would be that guy. But we had nobody back there in our secondary to be that headhunter without Bland being in. So I 100% agree with you on bringing that up. That hurt us immediately. But I just think we had lack of execution, like you brought up. Like, I just thought it was fundamentally not how you play zone coverage. Like you said, I thought we were so happy to just immediately start backpedaling and drop right to our zone area without worrying about putting hands on our receivers and understanding our proper assignments. So to get out of there, giving up 37 points to the New York Giants with Russell Wilson throwing for 450 yards. Yes,
That's ridiculous. We didn't
450
stutter.
yards.
That's right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mr.
Go ahead, bro.
Unlimited is not very good. So to have him have
Danger
his,
Russ.
like, yes, greatest passing performance in a long time in his career is absolutely uncalled for. Cannot happen again. I think we do get it cleaned up, though. That's where I'm going to kind of tailor this. Believe it or not, we're better than that. You know what I mean? Defensively, or I sure hope we're better than that. Because if we're not, that's going to leave. I would hate to see what Josh Allen and high quality quarterbacks are going to do to us in pivotal moments. Now, do I think everybody's going to start throwing for 400 plus on us? No, I don't. I really don't. Because I think we'll have a better game plan. We'll learn from this one. But what you have to take into account is if they're so freely getting open, that same thing is going to happen on a critical moment in a bigger game with higher stakes, right? We'll have a breakdown, a mental lapse in coverage where it's, yes, he hasn't thrown for 400 yards in the game, but let's say it's the biggest third down and 12 of the football game, and you could leave beating a high-quality team in a game that matters down the line, and we can't have those mental lapses where, a high-quality quarterback, a top quarterback in the NFL is going to pick us up.
Right. No, and I think you just hit the nail on the head there. Absolutely. I mean, what does that mean if Russell Wilson's doing this? What is a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen, a Patrick Mahomes going to do? So it's upsetting, but I mean, we won. We won the game. That's all that matters. But there is some question marks that need to be filled. Moving to offensively, get rid of Jalen Tolbert. Please trade Jalen Tolbert. Our our offense is one piece away. It's a one piece away. It's that wide receiver three. It's the Pickens is doubled. CD's getting bracketed. It's that one dude. It's my safety blanket. It's Mr. Reliable. Get rid of Jalen Tolbert. I need a true wide receiver three to make this offense elite.
Yeah, 100%. That's our next step, and we have those picks, so we can go several different ways with what we need to get to compete to make the playoffs. I know we're a long ways from
It's
that, but
time
it
to
starts.
win now, though. It's time to
Yes,
win now. It's now. We win now. We need to
yes,
go get it.
yes. Go for it right now. Dak's not getting any younger. Dak's playing the best football in his career, 2 games in, but I'm not ready to slow that train down. I think he continues that. So we have to support our franchise guy, our leader that just showed us he wants to win bad. I mean, my favorite play of the game, and I wish he would do this more. I texted you this immediately after, is he scrambled to go get 20 extra yards for that chip in field goal for Brandon Aubrey.
As the pocket collapsed, as
Yes,
four elite rushers are coming at him, collapse the pocket. And what's Dak do? Tuck and run. And baby, when he hit that, when four hit this after he got the first, I about
yes,
started
sir.
crying, man. I
And
loved that because
and
he's
just
there. He is in the game. He is selling. He is having fun.
yeah, he's so locked in, and he just held it up like you just did on the video. He held it there, and he said, "We just won this game." So it was, it did. It brought tears to my eyes almost. I was yelling. My wife was trying to take a nap, albeit at the end of this game. How are you trying to fall asleep?
That
And I
does
said,
she not know who's playing?
"Right,
Who's on the TV? You're not sleeping.
no, you don't sleep when America's team is on TV." Okay, we're the glitz and the glam. We're the toughness, right? We
Yes.
put toughness out on the field. And that showed heart. We did, because I actually thought we could have rolled over and said, hey, not our week. Let's get out of here 0-2, lick our wounds.
It's happened
You know what I
before.
mean?
It's happened
It
before. I've
has.
seen it. I've seen
It
it.
has. No. So
I might
I agree. Offense was awesome. I'll go back to your main, what you started with. Jalen Tolbert, what is that? And why are we going to him on big third down plays? Now, granted, Dak's
that's a
smart. He's probably taken, what was open, and he hit him in the chest. Catch the ball.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like and I know, and I thought about it a little more deeply. Like emotions are running high, and when I'm watching the screen, it's like, Dak, why are you throwing to Tolbert on 3rd and 10? But then you think about it, it's CD's doubled here. It's Pickens. Pickens tried to get loose here, but he had a safety over top of him. So it makes sense, but I need, like I said, I want a new three. I need a new wide receiver three to really, compete with the Bills offense, the the Eagles. It's there's levels, and we're almost there, but there's one piece, and I feel like if we can fulfill that, we can ride this train for a really long time.
Right. And why are we the only team, it seems like, that maybe is always late to make moves? Because, like, the Philadelphia Eagles just won a Super Bowl. They're making trades left and right. Now, some of these guys maybe aren't going to, be world beaters that are going to end up taking them over the top to be unbeatable. But, like, they went out and got Jahan Dotson. They just made a trade for Tank Bigsby. So, like, they're going and getting
John
pieces.
Mechie.
Yeah, John. So, like, they have 3rd, 4, or 5 receiving options. They have options so that when you do get in the mid part of the season, injuries start to rack up. Well, guess what? You can kind of rest a guy that maybe is nicked up for a couple weeks because you have people that are capable of holding their own. If CD, I mean, I'm knocking on wood. I hate to even bring this stuff up. CD,
Yeah,
a
don't even
Pickens,
say it.
right?
Yeah.
Let's say CD and Pickens, have a stuffy nose. I'll call it that, a stuffy nose that have
Yeah, I
to
love
sit
that.
out a week. Who are we? I mean, who we're relying on Jalen Tolbert to take over the number 1 duty? No, thank you. I'm not watching that game. So, Jerry Jones, the Pod Boys are telling you right now, go and make that trade. I don't care what it takes. We're in win now mode. This has absolutely hyped us up after week 2 that we can win. Go make that trade. Go make those couple pickups of key pieces on offense and on defense, whatever it takes. Pod Boys will support you. I know you want our support. So go get these guys so we can continue to be the team we can be.
Absolutely, and I love that, Austin. Let's take a look into next week, kind of preview that, and then let's get into around the NFL.
Yeah, no. So like we said, 1-1 after week 2, held our own in week 1 with the Super Bowl champs, and then survived, we could say, is the best way to get through this one, but we did our job, got back to 500, picked up a division game, right? Still picked up a division game. So we're up 1 on the Giants if that comes down to it later this year. Got 2 division games under our belt, and now we look ahead, right? We celebrated today. We talked about it. Now we look ahead. We go to Chicago, okay? And 0-2 Chicago.
Field.
Right, Soldier Field. 0-2 Chicago Bears team got thumped this week. At Detroit.
Bears got absolutely curb stomped today. Not sold on the week 1 loss, but the Lions are a good team. So this week 3 is going to be another trap game. But there's going to be more adversity because we're not home anymore. We're away. So it's what our guys can do on the road. It's cleaning it up. It's getting fundamentally sound, and it's going to Soldier Field and taking care of business.
100%. And that's a game where we have to pressure Caleb Williams. I mean, we saw the Lions get after him today to make a game ugly where you're benching starters. Obviously, I mean, Detroit made the game so ugly. They're up 30-some points, and they just pull starters for both teams in the fourth quarter because it's over. You know what I mean? He wasn't taken out because he was playing poorly. Just Detroit whooped them in the Motor City. So I think if we can get a rush on Caleb Williams, he'll make a few too many mistakes. He's still young. He's still inexperienced. He'll still take chances, and that's what we capitalize on is chances still. I mean, final thing on the game today that I think will play into next week with Chicago is look at the time that we got Russell Wilson to take his first chance of the game. That's what saved our butt, right? He was finally pass rushed. The play before, he threw it backwards because he was about to get sacked and didn't want to pass deflection. So he throws it backwards into a huge 3rd and 19, and then he just takes a chance and just launches one, not on the same page. So I think we do that to Caleb Williams. We have to control DeAndre Swift. Cannot let him break open big plays and get their mojo started for the Bears. And we always try to leave with who's our keys to the game. So I'll throw out my keys for the Chicago Bears game. I'm going to need to see a 3rd straight week of Javonte Williams, ground and pound, dominating for us offensively. I'd like to see him get in the end zone again for us. I think it's going to be an ugly game. I hate saying that. I'd love to see us score 40 again. That was awesome, right? Fireworks in our place, Jerry's building. But I think at Chicago, it's going to be a little slower. Chicago's going to come out with fire, right? No team in the NFL can start 0-3 and feel good about even having a sniff at the playoffs. So they're going to come out. I mean, this is their do or die game already in week 3. Chicago wants us. Plus, we're the Cowboys, baby. Everybody wants us. So everybody game plans a little harder. Everybody, plays a little harder once they're on the field. So I think they're going to come out with fire. I think they ugly it up. And I think we escape with a win again. My offensive key is Javonte Williams controlling the ground. Who's yours?
Offensively, I'm going to say that I obviously love the performance from our receiving core besides Tolbert. So I think CD needs to come prepared, and I think CD needs to come in the first half. I don't want CD to show up in the second half. So I need CD to have a good game receiving. And like you said, Javonte is a huge piece of our offense. So Javonte comes and gives us a 80+. I think it's going to be a great game. But like you said, it could be a slugfest. It could be like a 20-6 game, 6 game, So it could be that, or it could be we're hitting on all cylinders, and and this could be a game where defense gets those pressures that we need, and we get a strip sack fumble, a pick 6. So there's a lot of stuff that could happen in this game, and it's honestly a tough one to game plan for. But like you said, when you play the Cowboys and you're on the other side, there's nothing more you want than to beat the boys. They're, like you said, it's their do or die. Like if you, let's say we drop that game today, we go into Chicago, there's no way we can lose that game. So I think that's the demeanor we need to bring into Soldier Field is like, we cannot lose this game. It's another do or die.
Yeah, you still have to keep that same mindset, right? 10 toes down, like buckle it up, buckle your chin strap up. You're going to Chicago for a business trip. I want to see the guys come off looking in suits, I want to see tuxes. I want to see a business trip, business demeanor from the time we get off the plane. And I think we will, because I think today awoke our franchise. It brought back excitement for what we can do. So I do think we take care of business. I like I said, I know it's ugly, but I think we go in there with that business demeanor and walk out of there with a win. My key on the defensive side of the ball is I'm watching that secondary, right? We put the pressure on them. We just talked about this is your week to clean it up, right? It starts Monday morning when you get back in the facility. Watch tape. Watch what your tendencies were. Were you continuously just having communicate. Like, get in the room, get on the field, communicate on your
talk to your
exchange.
guys. Hey,
Yeah,
I saw here on this 1st and 10 that he wrote, hey man, maybe give him a little bump off his route so I can get there second, because I need to cover ground here. So let me help you out. Give him a bump and I'll get you back. It's stuff like that. It's little things.
right. It's so little, and we're right there. And I think when we build on those little details, like you talked about, communication, just exchanges between the zones, how much, how far do you actually want to drop in your area before the next guy kind of takes over, and break down the film with purpose. I think we'll clean that up. But I'm watching the secondary this week. That's what I'm going to be thinking about over this next week before we play next Sunday, and seeing how we can come back from giving up 450 plus, because that just can't happen again. Defensively, I'm watching the secondary. What are you hoping for, and what are you looking for on defense?
Obviously, the secondary is huge, but I'm gonna kind of go to the D line. I need pressures. I don't want to watch 18 scramble around and throw a crossbody and you know extend plays and give his team more opportunity. So I want my D line to get pressures. I want to set a goal here. I want 3 sacks. I want 3 sacks. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're the same person. I want 3 sacks. 3 sacks will change the game. And another thing for our defense to take care of, we need to slow down. And it's going to be a little shocker because Roma Dunze has been going crazy. But the key to me to slow down is going to be DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore is going to be hungry going into week 3. He hasn't really got the reps. Roma Dunze I think he's had like 4 touchdowns. He scored a lot. He scored a lot in only 2 weeks. It could be wrong. You'd have to fact check me on that. But DJ Moore is hungry, and I know number 2 is coming to ball out. Slowing down, number 2, containing 18 in the pocket, and getting some sacks.
No, 100%. So, we'll do our research. I'll watch this week what the takeaways are, from reporters down in Dallas, and what they're kind of seeing on what's been talked about in the building about our secondary fixing their mishaps. And I think our guys are going to be licking their chops, ready to go for that one. So, let's quickly, before we get into Around the NFL to end our episode today, let's just kind of review some of our past things that we've had for bets. I mean, right now, man, you're on a hot streak. So I want to give you the floor and kind of talk about, let's recap some of your bets so far this year and how you're doing overall with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take it over from here. So let's go back to Thursday night football. I told the How About Them Pod Boys fans to absolutely hammer Romeo Dobbs' first TD score. I think Oss took Josh Jacobs there at the 2-yard line, and Dobbs did get in, baby. He had a quick little slam for the first TD of the game. Let me pull up the slip.
And
$10.
As you're doing that, yeah, plus wasn't it plus 1,100?
Plus 1,100 on Dobbs' first TD score was the line. Cole added his little mix to it too. My goodness, where's this? He added another leg, just something close and cheap. A lock. I like to say my eyes with Jordan Love 200 pass yards, and I boosted it 100%. Shout out Caesar Sportsbooks if you want to sponsor us. It was 10 to win 390, fellas.
And let me give him this one. So it absolutely crazy that. So we'll give you a round of applause for that one, because Co knows his stuff. Co knows ball, fellas. So if you're looking to make some,
Co knows.
Yeah, Co knows. If you need some betting inside information, this guy is your man. I believe he's hit a couple more even today.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out Big Bro. And shout out FanDuel. If you want to sponsor us too. But this is all Big Bro. Guy hit an absolute banger today. Straight back from vacation. It was a 4-legger, Tyreek Hill 100+, CeeDee Lamb 100 plus, which is a sweat because we did not know if he was going to get it looking at the end of that game. Jamar Chase 100 plus, and Amon-Ra 100 plus. 25 to, give me a drum roll, please.
Here we go.
3,800, baby. 25 for 3,800.
Let's go.
Hype it up. Hype it up, baby. What a slip. That one's going into the Hall of Fame.
Give a shout out on our page, on our socials, please. Hashtag Co knows when you comment, because Co does know. He has been on a heater. Can't wait to, come back Wednesday with our next one, and you give our listeners some advice on what to hit on the first touchdown Thursday night game. But you're on a heater, man. So the floor is, it's almost too simple for you now. We could say too simple.
Yeah, and there were. So I was one leg off. CeeDee Lamb touchdown for 938 on. Look at this slip. This one was tough. Look at all those legs, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in. So I was one leg off that. I was one leg off this. This was Big Bro. Shout out Big Bro. Johnny G. This was Johnny G's. He was a CeeDee Lamb touchdown off. And I was a CeeDee Lamb touchdown off.
Yeah, listeners, you're looking at
$1,400. So
yeah, listeners that are not able to watch the video real quick for your lock of the week, you're looking at about 8 to 10 legs on some of these that he's missing out by just one leg. So not only is he on a heater already winning money for us out here, but he is
for the community, baby.
Yeah, and one leg away from having life-changing amounts.
No, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Hashtag CoFTC, Co for the community. But no, like I said, I think my lock of the week, we'll give it out right now. We'll get it early. We'll get it out early so you can get the line early as you can. CeeDee Lamb, anytime touchdown scorer. He will get in the end zone next week. Book it, lock it. Get back to me next week, and hopefully that comes through for the fellas. Absolutely
love it. So let's transition into our last segment of the week. We like to recap around the NFL. We've touched base and loved on our Dallas Cowboys for the week. Let's go around the league. We'll each take a couple games, just kind of give our insight, our thoughts on who looked good, maybe who looked poor, and kind of recap what we did last week. So I'll start with, I put the mortgage down. Right? I put the mortgage down on the Miami Dolphins will not sniff the playoffs. They continued to show me why they are an abysmal football team, a dumpster fire. They fell in the mid-off bowl. Let me call it the mid-off, right? Because neither of these teams are the bottom off yet. They're not awful, right? They had a mid-off in Miami, and they lost to the mid-off Patriots.
Yeah, absolutely. You really called that. You really wrote them off. You really did. They're cooked. They're a terrible football team.
Yes. Drake May should not be lighting you up. Drake May 3 for 3 touchdowns. Let me tell you even another one. Drake May goes into your house, okay, who's not really known for throwing the football all that great. Otherwise, I think he would be they'd have different goals for that team and aspirations if he was a great quarterback. They know that's what's holding them back. Throws for 230, 2 touchdowns, 19 of 23. 19 of 23 with no receiving core. Okay? Let me tell you who led the receiving core in yards. Ramondre Stevenson. He's a running back. So 88 yards receiving from the running back. Miami, you are a dumpster fire. But then the other one I'd like to point out is actually someone that's on a high, and we weren't able to talk about him last week because we did the pod before their game. The Buffalo Bills are an absolute juggernaut of a squad over in the AFC. I like what I see from them. The absolute comeback of the last few years, probably. Maybe the game of the year already could have happened in week 1. Well, you know what? I'm going to plug that real quick and go back to the Bills.
Yeah, hold up. Yeah.
This NFL season has given us absolute beauties of games so far.
Fireworks.
Beauties.
Fireworks.
Yes, we're
Fireworks,
watching,
baby.
We're getting to watch a children's game mastered by absolute dogs out on the field each and every game. So we were blessed with week 1 with a hell of a game with Baltimore and Buffalo. right? And then we're blessed again to get to watch this awesome, beautiful game we call football of the Dallas Cowboys, our favorite team, coming back to win. So going back to where I am, the Buffalo Bills are a juggernaut team. Josh Allen looks good. He's limiting his stupid mistakes up to this point. That kind of hurt them in bigger games at the end of last year. So Bills are my team that are on a high. I liked what I saw from them. I think they're going to be a problem in the AFC.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're different. They're good. Josh Allen really. I didn't buy into the Josh Allen hype. Wasn't really a fan, but the guy can play football. You want to talk about perfecting your craft and knowing what you're good at and continuously doing it every week after week after week, and no one can stop you. Yeah, the Bills are a force to be reckoned with. Let's tap in to one of the games we looked at for Sunday, Wednesday night, and fail of the week to our Iowa boy. I feel terrible for him. Caleb Johnson sold the bag for the Steelers today. What's your take? And did that game finish out how you thought it was? 31-17 final. Seahawks take the dub.
Actually, a bit of a shocker for me because we were just kind of hyping up the Steelers, right? Last week they played the Jets, high scoring. Aaron Rodgers looked like he could be completely back, right? Looked like he could be just re-energized. Looked like he had a purpose, a sense of belonging again in a franchise that actually wants him. And then to drop the game to the Seahawks by 2 touchdowns at home, not a great look, right? Not a great look. Unfortunately, it kind of came at the hands of our boy, Caleb Johnson, Hawkeye. I hate that. I hate that for him.
I really
But
do. I feel
if
terrible
you're
for the guy.
if you're the Steelers, you got to be better than that. But my thing for the Steelers are, yeah, they have Rodgers. Yeah, they picked up all these guys. Some of their defensive studs that they did pick up were hurt and out this week, so that didn't help. What do we expect? I mean, I like Tomlin. He's never had a under 500 season, but they're right at 500 almost every single time. So I think they're
They are the epitome of mid. They are
right.
literally mid every year.
So to be 2
That's
and 0
just
would have
good
been
enough.
right. They would have been too good of a start for them. So I think Tomlin was like, "Yep, boys, let's pull it back a week here. Let's take a loss. Let's just be at 500, and we'll
Let's
just
get to
continue to
what
go
let's get to
week
what
by
I
week."
know. Let's get to what I
Right,
know. 1-1. 500, baby.
right. So no, that's a bad loss at the end of the day. One positive for him is kind of a get back, albeit he wanted to win, but DK did get in the end zone against his former team. So, and that was when the game was a little bit closer. DK, shout out there to get one back on your old team, but come out on the short end of the stick. So, who else kind of surprised you this week, or one other game you'd like to point out before we get going?
Yeah, I really was intrigued with the Bengals game. Uh, so Joey B goes down, and then Browning comes in and kind of saves the day and gets the dub. So the Jaguars aren't a terrible team in my eyes, and they went into Cincinnati and they had the lead, and Browning really stepped up as a backup QB. You really don't think you're going to really play on Sundays. I mean, let's be real. Unless something tragic happens, you're not playing. You're just there to you know hype up your QB, and as long as he's happy, I'm happy type of deal. Unless you're a hungry young QB, I know I understand that. But as a vet, what better job is it to be a backup quarterback? You're
No,
never really going to
100,
see the field. I mean, there's no stress, right? The fan base doesn't hate you if you guys lose.
and
Browning stepped up.
you're still making bank.
You're making that bread, and you're not breaking your leg, turning into mashed potatoes. So,
Yeah, no,
uh,
100%. But hey, let me throw in real quick. What an epic fail for me then, because let's recall us talking about. I was throwing out Joe Burrow as, oh, I think he could be the MVP, and you were saying, dude, they look terrible this week against the Browns, and then this week he goes out with injury. So I'm not off to a hot start with that take that he's going to be
the
up there in
take.
the MVP
Mhm.
running. So there's a big fat from my side on that one. But yet we're early, and since we run this show, I'm going to allow myself to throw out a new MVP. That'll be coming for you guys next episode. Of who's going to be one of my MVP front runners? Because Joe Burrow, unfortunately, I get it by default. I'm going to give myself one extra chance here. I got strike one. I'm going to give myself a new ball here. We're going to try it again. So that's what I
We
liked
like,
around the NFL. That's what I liked around the NFL.
yeah, we called that a ghost leg. We're just gonna take that down. That really didn't count. That really
No,
didn't count.
no.
But like I said, Browning. I mean, he didn't. 21 for 32, 241, 2 TDs. I mean, he threw 3 picks, but at the end of the day, they won 31-27, right? I mean, the Bengals are off to start 2-0. From what I've known, the Cincinnati's always working from behind, trying to inch, like scrape to get into the playoffs. Well, we'll see what's going on there. I mean, hopefully it's not serious for Joey B. I'm a big Joe Burr fan. I like the guy. My brother disagrees with me. My dad actually doesn't like him either. But I like
And
Joe B.
What do they not like about the guy?
They just don't like his
the
face.
charisma. Is it the way he carries himself?
They just don't like him. They don't like him. We'll have to get him on
the
pod
pod there.
sometime.
We'll leave it there. Okay.
You'll have to get him on the pod. Maybe answer that question. But they're not big fans of Joey B. But I like Joe Burr. Joe cool, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, no, we around the NFL is great. We'll leave it here with this is just America's Game of the Week. The past Super Bowl rematch is going on live as we speak for this episode. We got a 10-7 lead for Kansas City about to head into halftime. Philadelphia Eagles are driving, so we'll update you on our thoughts post-game from that game as it's obviously a big game in the NFL. But thanks again for joining us. Absolute awesome week for us on the How About Them Pod Boys. We appreciate all the listens, all the follows. Continue to support us. Shout us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can catch all the videos and on Spotify for the audio episodes. Just to make sure you give us a listen each and every week. We're also looking forward to if you guys have questions for us, put them out there. We're ready to answer, ready to have your guys' best insight on everything Dallas Cowboys. So thanks for joining us.
Go
ahead.
Make sure fans check out for polls this week. We'll get some polls out. We really want to connect with you guys. We want to see where you're coming from. Would love to answer some questions or throw out your team and what you think of them and what your guys' opinion on the season is going, and we'll just look out for some questions, polls, and we're going to try to get those on the pod, hopefully sooner rather than later.
All right. Well, that's all we have. So thanks a lot.